The Bold and the Beautiful B&B spoilers reveal that Brooke Logan Catherine Kelly Lang will be hospitalized. So Hope Logan Annika Noel will get an alarming phone call. Hope will soon find out that things took a wild turn in Italy. So let's talk about the shocking updates she faced. Ridge Forrester's Torsten K. Bravery and quick thinking will be rewarded since Brooke's going to be just fine following this water rescue. Brooke will live to tell the tale and bounce back quickly, but she'll still be taken to the hospital. Following this whole ordeal, Ridge may insist on getting Brooke checked out by a doctor and show off his caring side. Brooke will definitely be Ridge's focus, so he'll dote on her and make sure she gets examined ASAP. It's clear that whatever walls Ridge built up to stop his Brooke reunion have come tumbling down. Ridge's heart will be bursting with the old feelings that have come roaring back, so he'll have to deal with those in the coming episodes. As for Hope, she'll still be with Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, at Bill Spencer's Don Diamond house. When a stunning phone call comes in, B&B spoilers say it'll be Brooke herself who calls Hope with unsettling news. Of course, the fact that Brooke will be the one calling should put Hope's mind at ease somewhat. At least Hope will know that Brooke's okay and able to have this conversation with her. Even so, Hope will reel when she finds out Brooke fell off Jack Wagner boat and could have been in serious trouble without Ridge's help. Brooke may praise Ridge as her hero and assure Hope that her hospitalization is just a precaution. By the time Hope disconnects from Brooke, she may feel a little better about the situation. Brooke may promise that all is well and hang up after insisting she'll be home soon. Hope will fill Liam in on what she heard from Brooke, so he'll be just as shocked over the danger that erupted in Naples. Liam will hear the same chaotic story from Hope, who may ultimately shift gears and wonder if this could be a blessing in disguise for Broom's romantic future. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Hope may eventually decide that fate has found a way to reunite Brooke and Ridge, so stay tuned for more talk about their destiny. CDL will have all the fantastic Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, updates and news you need, so stop by frequently for more B&B info. The sun filtered gently through the sheer white curtains of Forrester Creations, casting long golden streaks across the design room floor. Hope Logan stood at the center of the space, draped in silk and indecision. She'd been staring at a sketch for 10 minutes, trying to refocus, to breathe, but something was off, something she couldn't name. The hum of the sewing machines in the background was normally soothing, a creative rhythm that helped her process her life's chaos. But today, every sound felt hollow. Every movement in the office around her felt distant, as if she were watching a scene from a life that didn't quite belong to her anymore. It was then that her phone rang. Hope glanced at the screen, expecting something mundane, maybe Liam checking in about Beth or a reminder from Steffi about the upcoming board meeting. But instead, it was her mother's name, Brooke Logan. Except it wasn't Brooke's voice on the other end. "Is this Hope Logan?" a woman asked quickly, breathless. Hope's stomach twisted. "Yes, who is this?" "This is Nurse Caroline, from Cedars-Sinai Medical. We have your mother here. There's been an incident. You need to come quickly." The world went silent. She didn't even remember hanging up. Only the scream of her heels against the floor as she ran from the room, past stunned interns, through the lobby, into her car. The road blurred. The only thing clear was the last words the nurse had said. "Hope, your mother collapsed at home. She's stable for now, but you need to be here." 12 hours earlier, Brooke sat on her patio, the crisp Malibu breeze curling around her like a whisper. Her fingers curled tightly around a steaming cup of coffee, but the warmth didn't reach her bones. Something had been gnawing at her, a growing pressure behind her eyes and chest. It had started days ago, a strange fatigue, headaches she couldn't shake, and a tingling numbness that crawled down her left arm. She had brushed it off. She was Brooke Logan. She'd survived scandal, heartbreak, betrayal. She'd faced Ridge's endless waffling between her and Taylor, overcome her daughter's turmoil, and fought for her place in the Forrester world. What was a little dizziness? But this was different. She stood slowly, feeling a wave of vertigo rush over her, the coffee cup slipping from her hand and shattering against the stone. Her knees buckled. She collapsed before she could even call out, "Present." Cedars-Sinai Medical Hope stood at her mother's bedside, her hands trembling as she brushed a lock of golden hair from Brooke's pale forehead. Machines beeped rhythmically. Around them, a cruel reminder that life was still clinging on. "She's had a minor stroke," Dr. Andrews explained gently. "Her vitals are stable now, but there's swelling on the left side of her brain. We're monitoring it closely. The next 24 hours are critical." Hope's heart plummeted. How could this happen? She was fine last week. The doctor gave a weary nod. Stress, genetics, high blood pressure, sometimes the warning signs are subtle. She ignored them. We're lucky she wasn't alone longer. Hope squeezed her mother's hand. She's going to make it, she whispered, more to herself than anyone else. She has too. Across town at Forrester Mansion, news traveled fast in Los Angeles, especially when it involved the Logans or Forresters. Ridge had been in the middle of reviewing designs when Taylor burst into the room, her expression tight. Ridge, she said, urgency clear in her voice. I just heard. Brooke's in the hospital. A stroke. Ridge froze. No, he breathed. Where? Which hospital? Cedars. I'm coming with you. For all their history, for all the heartache between them, neither Ridge nor Taylor could ignore what Brooke had meant to them, what she still meant, even in their most bitter moments. At the hospital, by the time Ridge and Taylor arrived, Hope was pacing the hallway outside ICU, her phone clutched in her hand, tears, long-dried but red-rimmed eyes betraying the storm she'd been through. She's in there, Hope said without looking up. Still unconscious. Ridge moved past her and entered the room, his breath catching at the sight of Brooke, hooked up to machines, her vibrancy dimmed by 4 lines and wires. He walked slowly to her side, placing a shaking hand on hers. Logan, he whispered, voice cracking. You don't get to leave like this. Not you. Taylor stood behind him, quiet, uncertain. She remembered all the times she had wished Brooke out of her life, out of Ridge's life. But standing here now, all she saw was a woman who had lived too hard, loved too fiercely, and given too much. Back at Spencer Publications, meanwhile, Bill Spencer stared out over the city skyline from his office window. Katie had just left, having filled him in on Brooke's condition. His fists clenched at his sides. Brooke is Brooke, even when she wasn't his, was lying in a hospital bed, and he had no idea what to do. He picked up his phone, dialing a number he hadn't called in months. Hope, he said when she answered. I'm coming to the hospital. There was a pause, a breath of surprise. She'd want to see you, Hope said softly. Later that evening, Brooke stirred for the first time just after sunset. Hope gasped, leaping from her chair. Her mother's eyes fluttered open, dazed and glassy, her mouth struggling to form words. My baby, she whispered hoarsely. I'm here, Mom, Hope choked, leaning down to kiss her forehead. You scared me so much. Brooke looked around slowly, taking in the IVs, the machines, and then her daughter's tearful smile. Did I have a heart attack? No, a stroke. But the doctors say you're going to recover. You're strong, Mom. Brooke tried to smile but winced instead. Not strong enough to stay out of the tabloids, huh? Hope laughed through the tears. You always find a way. The door opened, and Ridge stepped in, Taylor behind him, followed by Bill. Brooke's eyes widened. Is this an intervention? She rasped. No, Ridge said quietly. It's a reminder, you're not alone. Bill moved to her side, taking her other hand. You gave all of us hell, Brooke Logan. But you also gave us love. You still have more to give. Don't you dare quit on us. Brooke's eyes glistened. I wasn't planning on it. Days later, Brooke's recovery was slow but steady. Physical therapy began almost immediately, and though her speech and movement were initially affected, she fought with everything she had. Hope stayed by her side. And soon the hospital room began to feel like a strange reunion venue. Ridge, Bill, Katie, Taylor, even Steffi all came and went. Their differences melting away in the face of something bigger than rivalry. In the quiet hours, Hope would often think back to that phone call, how the world had turned on a dime, how fragile everything really was. But she also saw her mother's resilience, her humor creeping back in, the light returning to her eyes. 1 week later, Forrester Creations' Hope stood at the same spot in the design room, staring at a new sketch. This time though, her hands were steady. Brooke was going home tomorrow. Behind her, Thomas approached quietly. You okay? He asked. Hope turned, offering a small but real smile. Getting there. Thomas studied her a moment. You're stronger than you think, Hope. She looked down at the sketchy, new design she'd drawn, inspired by Brooke. Flowing lines, bold cuts, soft touches with a daring edge. Maybe, she said. Or maybe I just come from a line of strong women. Epilogue. Brooke sat on her patio, again, this time wrapped in a blanket, sipping herbal tea instead of coffee. The ocean rolled gently in the distance,